Are you excited about Super Mario Wonder?
Yes.
Okay.
I had a blast with, what was the last? Mario Odyssey.
Yes.
Played that on the fishing boat. For the next one.
Okay, so Mario was the very first game that I ever played. Ever since I discovered Mario's voice, that is the voice.
Yes,
right?
yes.
You know, the Charles Martinet voice. There's a guy named Arlo, who is a YouTuber who is like puppets, almost like Muppets.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's one of my favorite guys to watch. Mostly covers Nintendo. He talked about how Charles Martinet might not be there anymore because he did a breakdown of the trailer for Super Mario Wonder, and he was like, that's not Charles Martinet's voice.
No.
And so we have a video here from a YouTuber I'm not familiar with named Vale Skibum. Do you know this guy? I'd never heard of him.
No.
But YouTube recommended me this video. It's titled Charles Martinet is finished voicing Mario. I have no idea what we're in for, but naturally I thought I would discover this with you guys.
Yes, absolutely.
And see what we're in store for. So if you guys haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, vote this up, let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. Subscribe to Vale Skibum. I'm sure I'm saying that incorrectly. But
close enough.
Yeah, there's a link in the description below for the video we're about to watch if you want to give the original an upvote or just watch that one instead. Here we go.
Hey, you want to see some action? Watch this.
This was one of the very first times Mario the Plumber had a voice. It came from Charles Martinet, an absolute master at his craft.
I love
that would
his
go
voice so
on
much.
to become synonymous.
Have you met him?
I've never met him.
He's one of the nicest guys. One of the nicest guys. I've met him 3 times, I believe. Every time he's been super nice. I have a story for you for E3 and Charles Martinet in a second. You're going to like it.
All right.
With the name Mario. Fast forward to 2023 though, and we have some unfortunate news. It's time to say goodbye.
No.
Is this real?
After more than 30 years of voicing the legendary video game plumber, along with most of the Mushroom Kingdom, Charles Martinet is stepping down. We know this thanks to an announcement from Nintendo of America themselves. Charles Martinet has been the original voice of Mario in Nintendo games for a long time. As far back as Super Mario 64, Charles is now moving into the brand new role of Mario Ambassador. With this transition, he will be stepping back from recording character voices for our games, but he'll continue to travel the world, sharing the joy of Mario and interacting with you all.
No.
It has been an honor working with Charles to help bring Mario to life for so many years, and we want to thank and celebrate him. Please keep an eye out for a special video message from Shigeru Miyamoto and Charles himself, which we will post at a future date.
Oh my god. Oh man, that really sucks.
So it is official. I mean, like, you know, he's getting up there. So, I mean, like, he might be looking to retire, cut back. I don't know how much, like, doing the Mario voice and stuff like that has him working regularly.
No. I think there's a business decision of some kind. I think that this is some kind of business move, and I can't quite figure out why they might do that. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where I heard this information. It might have been from Arlo himself in talking about Super Mario Wonder, but you know, you had Chris Pratt voicing Mario for the film, and the film was insanely popular. It just did crazy numbers at the box office. And for some reason, and I'm not articulating this very well, but for some reason that might inform why there might be a transition away from Charles Martinet. I can't remember why exactly. It's like there's a lot of kids who are going to now know
the Chris Pratt voice.
Exactly.
So they're moving more towards the New York Italian rather than the like true Italian voice of Charles Martinet.
I don't know what it is that, like, I can't figure it out. I can't figure out why you would do that. This is like Solid Snake all over again. I mean, what the okay, anyway, let's see what he has to say.
Oh no. But after the news, Martinet came forward with a tweet of his own. My new adventure begins. You are all #1 in my heart. Woohoo! Now, when Super Mario Bros. Wonder was revealed, the internet speculated hard about whether Martinet was still voicing Mario. Some of the lines felt ever so slightly off, but it was still believable enough where you could say this was the same guy. However, Nintendo has confirmed to GameSpot that Martinet is not involved in the game. When asked about who this mysterious new Mario voice is, Nintendo kept their lips zipped, instead telling us to look forward to the game credits when it comes out. Fine.
Okay, all right.
This means that in the world of Nintendo media, the final major role Charles Martinet had is in
Odyssey?
the Super Mario Bros. Movie as Jumpman.
Yep.
Much, it's perfect. Wahoo!
In a way,
That pisses me off. That makes me so upset.
His last major voicing is a cameo?
I was really bummed that they didn't just have Charles Martinet do the voice of Mario for the film.
Same.
And so many people, came at me going, oh, you can't have that voice for the entire film. I'm like, why?
Why not?
Why? Like, I'm sure there's a way to figure it out.
Absolutely.
What's his name? Did Iago for Aladdin. We loved that voice at the time. Gilbert Gottfried.
Yes.
We loved it. It's like a weird voice, but like that was there for the entire time. It wasn't like off-putting at all.
No.
I feel like Charles Martinet has conditioned himself to be so spectacular with his voice. He could do all the nuances he needs to make it work. I'm sure he could have found a different way to play that same character and make it palatable for a 90-minute motion picture film.
Absolutely. There's ways you can articulate it. Like you said, find the dips and valleys in the actual voicing of it where it's not like the over-the-top intense Italian voice because Mario only gets like 3 or 4 lines in every game he's in.
Yeah.
It's always his jump sound effects and Mamma Mia, stuff like that. So like obviously that's going to be intense over the top because it creates that sort of iconic character sound because he doesn't get a lot of time to voice himself. But if it's in a film, like obviously you can find a more natural voice that also has those like iconic peak moments.
Yeah.
We've come full circle. Jumpman is what Mario was called in the early 80s.
Oh, okay.
So it's like we're
All
ending back at the beginning. That's pretty cool. And hey, as sad as it is to see Martinet leave as the voice of Mario, I was just really happy to learn he's still at Nintendo, officially known as a Mario
now.
ambassador.
For now,
He'll keep traveling around the world and meeting fans at events. He has a role in promoting upcoming games. It's just within the games themselves that he's finished. Oh well.
Sounds sus, man.
It does.
Here's the question you're probably thinking. Why would Nintendo do this? Your guess is as good as mine, but I'd say it has something to do with Charles Martinet's age. He's getting up there. And over time, his voices may not be as perfect as they once were. Nintendo had to set the stage for the next era of these characters, and nothing lasts forever, right? Based on the new voice lines in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, something tells me we're in good hands. So while we appreciate Martinet for what he's given us, we can also look forward to the future. Thank you for everything.
That makes me sad, dude.
Yeah, it's the end of an era.
I needed something directly from Charles Martinet himself, though. Like this finding out in this weird kind of suspect way. It's almost like a cabal's at work.
the Nintendo of America cabal and like thinly veiled and shady news posts of we're just giving him a different position as a Mario ambassador. It does feel a little suspect.
He's not dead.
No.
So why does he have to retire? I get like he's getting older and stuff, and so his voice is changing. But so is the guy who been playing Transformers for 40 years.
Oh yeah, Optimus Prime's voice.
Optimus Prime. He's a nice guy. I met him also at the Rise of the Beast screening at IMAX. But okay, about Charles Martinet. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the first time most people heard Charles Martinet's voice was at an E3 event or one of those video game
where
events.
He was like a face, like a digital face of Mario.
Yeah, he was just doing the voice in the background. And so I was at E3. I was next to my best friend at the time, and then we were trying to take photos of like something going on with the Nintendo booth, and this guy was just in the way, right? Just like in the way of the photos, and we're like, what the hell? Who is this person? It turned out to be Shigeru Miyamoto, who's just sitting there waving to everybody who's taking photos of him, right? So I'm looking at Shigeru Miyamoto, and I hear Charles Martinet's voice on the screen going, Papa! It was the weirdest experience.
No way.
Yeah. Nintendo booth at E3 was always a good time. At least in years prior. I don't know, leading up to recent E3s, I don't know how it's been. It's like, because it's gotten smaller and smaller with years. But I've met Charles Martinet at E3 at Comic-Con, and like one of those like multiple times. So I met him 3 times, and every single time, just as nice as he was before. Just as happy to chat, just as happy to take a photo. Like, he loves the fans. He loves the appreciation for the character, and he loves Mario.
Absolutely.
When you listen to him talk about Mario, and you listen to him talk about reflecting on his experience with that character, it's like, this dude loves this role so much. I feel like he's being pushed out. It's like, it wouldn't be beyond Nintendo to do something like that. It's really frustrating. I would never I would never say that I wouldn't buy something just in protest, but this might be one of those instances.
This might be the thing.
This might be the thing. Like, I've been on this planet for a while, and this will be the first time I protest and not buy something.
We are boycotting Mario Wonder until they put Charles Martinet back in position.
I nearly came to that conclusion that I would boycott Metal Gear Solid when I found out Kiefer Sutherland took over the role. Nearly boycotted it out of just rage. I'm like, how dare you? It was just unceremoniously removed from the series. At least they're like doing an official thing, and they're he's just gonna go around the world. I'm like, that just sounds like a way to kind of send him off.
It does.
And quietly just kick him out.
But it also sounds like a helpful way to, like, he's still promoting the character, like, and he is such a deeply ingrained part of who Mario and, like, all of the Nintendo, like, Mario World characters are. Him going out there and still showing that love for the character and still showing his love for the franchise may make it easier for diehards like us to maybe accept the new Mario voice, because Charles Martinet is still kind of involved with it and is, like, helping with the transition, rather than if they just, like, hard cut off.
Have you ever done voiceovers?
A couple, yeah. I've actually got a voiceover role coming out here soon.
If you do voiceovers, you're recording, like, a lot of takes, potentially.
That's true, yeah.
Right? And so I can't understand why they wouldn't have 30 years of library of his voice.
That's true, because all the voice lines are the same.
They never change. And even if they did, we're at the point, I might be okay with the AI of manipulating his voice.
No.
Keep paying him. I don't know if they pay royalties, but like keep paying him for his voice quality and whatever to use his likeness for the foreseeable future. I'd rather do that than have someone else in there, because it sounds weird. If you listen like closer, it's just like, that's not right.
It just hits your ear a little bit wrong.
Yeah. Now, all of this is of course conditioning. We can be conditioned to buy into something else with time. It's cool.
I'm not mad. It's whatever.
I might just put the game on mute and
just like have like a 10-hour loop of random Mario sound effects on your headset while you just play the game silently.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Let us know how you feel in the comments below. I'm Jaby Koi. This is
Michael Boose.
Peace out.